Hello everyone, it's Death Paradigm. I just wanted to do kind of a quick review on my Crimson Dawn Prowler 2. And I received this saber in a Tier 3 mystery box, and it comes with the Crack of Dawn V5 soundboard. And the soundboard for this hilt is loaded up with what is predominantly, well, as far as I'm concerned, mostly dark side fonts. And it's a really, really nice mix of fonts with voiceovers and various effects, and I'm quite pleased with it. And since I've sort of been leaning a bit towards the dark side, it kind of works for me. So this hilt is 10 3/4 inches long by about 1 1/4 inches in diameter. It's a very good size hilt. It's sort of a upsized version of a hilt that you've seen offered by various stores on AliExpress. I think it might even be sort of an LG Toys standard hilt design, but it's been beefed up a bit to accommodate a 1 inch blade. Per request, when I ordered this from Crimson Dawn, I had requested a 32-inch blade, and that's what they sent to me. The blades are really nice. They're sort of a trans white blade with a minimum amount of diffusing film, but they actually glue the tip on. And about the only thing I had to do was I had to remove the blade so I could get an extra bit of it was like some material was kind of caught in the blade, which shows up as a abnormality. But once I removed that, everything was fine. So let's go over the hilt. This is a pretty simple affair. It's just kind of a mix of very, very sort of, it's like Ultra Saber's Azure blue finishing. It is very well done. The finishing on the saber and the construction is marvelous. They did not really skimp on the quality. So even though this is a slightly less expensive hilt, I feel like the quality is definitely there. So there's 2 blade retention screws, so that blade is on there nice and firmly. One of the things I had to do, they do provide you with an extra baggie of blade retention screws. And this one right here was on a little bit too tightly, and it sort of got stripped when I was trying to remove it because they had dug into the blade. So that one was stripped. So I already reused one of the replacement screws. So I have one screw that already was there, and one that was replaced. And I had considered sort of leaving this one out as kind of a window, but I like the idea of having the blade very securely inserted in there. So you can kind of consider this section sort of the emitter section, the blade holder, and here's where you start getting into the grip sections. It's almost like little tiny miniature choke points, and you will tend to kind of, if I can sort of grab that, you will tend to hold the saber from this point. You can dual wield it. The hilt is definitely long enough for that, but this is a light enough hilt that you can easily do all kinds of spins and tricks and twirls and all kinds of things. This is the finishing on this is just exemplary. It's very comfortable. There's nothing sharp. Nothing feels cheap. There's multiple connection points. I don't know all the connection points. This hilt is actually, it's almost modular. In fact, I don't know the name of the company, but they also get sabers from LG Toys, which is, of course, I'm assuming where the source for a lot of Crimson Dawn's hilts come from. They have, I think, kind of a partnership going on. There we go. There's no cover tick wheel or anything to keep this thing from rolling off the table. But this is sort of a segmented construction. I haven't explored where everything's connected. There is a connection around here where you can actually unscrew the handle and gain access to a really, really well constructed chassis that has the soundboard and what's the Saber Studio. Yeah, that's it. Saber Studio. Says so right on the 18650 lithium-ion battery. So there's a lot of companies working in conjunction with one another, and I think pretty much the Prowler too is sort of unique to Crimson Dawn. This is actually one of the hilts that I had wanted to purchase from them when I was initially looking at all their hilts that they have available, and it just so happened that this was the color that I wanted. So to get this in the tier 3 mystery box was actually quite a boon. But anyway, let me get to the point. I saw another company that sort of has another um, alliance where they're working with LG Toys, where you can actually get a mix and match, almost like a adaptive saber parts kind of thing going on, and you can create your own custom combination of all these hilt parts. So I'm hoping that that's something Crimson Dawn decides to do in the near future, because I think that's a wonderful idea. This is very much, it has sort of the same um, yeah, it's almost like a modular hilt system compatibility. Not that these are compatible with modular hilt system, but it's kind of its own threading and diameter. But I like the idea of creating customized hilts utilizing this sort of format. Anyway, so choke points. Switch section, so your standard switch section where you have your recharge port and your backlit switch, and these little screws that hold these in place. I'm not sure if this is like, it seems a little bit set back to be an LED retention screw, but there doesn't seem to be anything else that would be holding the LED in place. So I'm not exactly sure what the story is there. I haven't gone in here and rooted around, so I'm not actually exactly sure what the internal construction is. But so you have more choke points. Again, the silver. This is very smooth and very, very well done. It's very well executed. The handle shines. This is very grippy. Everything's pretty much a uniform diameter from one end to the other. There's nothing's convex or anything like that. Not that I can perceive. The handle's very, very comfortable. One of the limiting factors, I think, to the design is actually the pommel. Now, the pommel, you can see just by looking at this how even the anodization is, the finish is. There's no blemishes or anything, which is really, really surprising. The thing is, it tapers off into this very, very small end with a very limited number of vents. And this has a very, very small speaker. So it tends to, even though it's loud, it's just as loud as it needs to be, but the sound quality tends to be a little bit on the muddy side. If you watch, I did a video last night that sort of demonstrated the fonts and the LED quality of this saber. You can kind of determine for yourself how the saber sounds. I'm not really going to go through the features because a lot of the features I haven't mastered. This particular soundboard is the version that requires it's a timing sort of system. For instance, if you want to go into color changing mode, you're supposed to hold down the button for 2 seconds, release, and then hold down the button, and then you can kind of cycle through the colors. Why? I still struggle with that. And there's another system in place where you're supposed to be able to hold the button for 2 seconds when the saber's off, and I think it's supposed to affect the effect of the blade, because you can do a stable, an unstable, and a kind of a flicker. I have yet to master that as well. So I'm definitely not an expert on the soundboard, but I can do the basics, and I'll show you how to do the basics. To turn the saber on from deep sleep mode, you hold this for 3 seconds, and it tells you that the power is on. There's my backlit switch. This is kind of a nice little violet, and that's very nice. And I don't know if you get different colors, or if these switches come in random different colors, or what the system in play is. But I like this choice. This is really pretty. So to turn the saber on, just hit the button, and it's on. And you just hit the button for blaster block. And then you hold the button for like 2 seconds and tap the button again. And you get your lockup effect. Of course, you get your swings. And your clashes. And to turn the saber off, just hold the button. Now, with the saber on, like it is now, if you hold this for 2 seconds, softest sound, no sound, so that's your mute. And the next one is, whoops, I always screw up the timing. All right. Loud sound. So. Some people might actually prefer that over the loudest sound. Okay, so to change fonts, you just hold this for 3 seconds. This is pretty much the font I leave it on. I like Electrum. And as you can see, I kind of have this set to kind of the closest I could get to Bane's heart with this particular system. And something that's really interesting is when you turn the saber off, you see this weird color transition. And the same happens when you turn the saber on. It's really cool. So when I turn the saber in, when I put it into deep sleep mode, I actually just turn the saber on and I start holding the button. And then it turns the saber off. You continue to hold the button until it goes into deep sleep mode, and it prompts you. There you go. And that saves your font, so it doesn't change it on you. When you're recharging it, and this does come with a recharge cable, it will tell you that it's charging, and then when it's done charging, it'll tell you that it's ready. So that's also helpful. Plus, while that is all going on, this will actually pulse, and you can see that it's charging. So it's a really wonderful system. So I really am kind of becoming quite fond of the variations of the soundboard. It seems like one of the things that Crimson Dawn is doing is they keep coming out with different versions of kind of the same soundboard, but then they're modifying the fonts and some of the features that you will find on the fonts. Now, if this is something, or some of the features that you find on the soundboard, as I said, there are certain things that I just are not able to do efficiently yet. So it's not up to me to be trying to demonstrate, certain things. But if you watch, like I said, I did a video last night that showed the different fonts and different blade effects and whatever. So you can watch that for that information. So yeah, let me just kind of give you one end to the other tour. It's a very simple and rather homogeneous design. It's elegant, it's comfortable, it's definitely well balanced. It's just a fun package, and for the price, I mean, I paid $109 for this thing. It's normally, I think, like $129. It was very, very reasonable. And I'll probably regret saying this, but I have no fears about the quality of the soundboard from what I've seen from the construction. Now, if you can forgive me, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually going to attempt to do something here. Let me see. How am I going to do this? All right, I think I know what I'm going to do. Sorry to make you deal with this, but all right, here we go. Let's do that. Here we go. I'm going to show you this chassis that I keep talking about. They do a very good job with the threading. And everything's super snug in here. Nothing moves around. I like that. So I get that released. And I think a little bit more. There we go. You can see that slides off. And then this is threaded as well. Yeah, there we go. Whoop, I keep... Anyway, sorry if it's blurry. I'm not used to this angle. Okay. And here is the soundboard. So you actually get a fairly decent quality chassis. And there's your battery. And you can see the speakers, just this sort of tiny little thing. There's the speaker. A teeny tiny little thing. And I believe that there's some threading. Yeah, there's some threading here. I'm not going to take this all the way off because I don't want to expose wires and risk potentially, pinching any wires or anything to that effect. I don't want to damage this more than I have to. And then this slides on. It's a very snug fit, which is nice. It's perfectly sized for this chassis. And the threading is very high quality. And that is on there. And that's not going to come undone on you when you're swinging this around. So that's really nice. They did a really, really remarkable job. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this review, my friends. So hope you found it informative. I will put a link to Crimson Dawn's website. I mean, it's really simple. It's just crimsondawn.com. There's not much to it, but if you're so inclined as to order one of these mystery boxes, this thing shipped pretty much the next business day. I think I ordered it on a Friday and it shipped on a Monday, and I ended up receiving it, last Friday? UPS kind of delivered it a day late. It was supposed to arrive on Thursday, but UPS did their shenanigans, and I received it on Friday. Now, this is a Tier 3 mystery box, and you can look at the stipulations on their website as to what you receive with the different tiers. Just sort of more or less guaranteed, sound and different, price points and things of that nature. So at some point I'll probably be doing at least one or two more, I think, mystery boxes from this company because, their customer service is exemplary and the quality they held is quite good. And I think they're one of the up-and-comers. I think they're going to grow as a company, and I think they're going to do quite well for themselves. Crimson Dawn and Rebel Sabers, I've heard a lot about them. So it's good competition for for what we've had available to us for a while. It's nice to have alternatives and to try something new. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough, so I'll let you guys go, and hope you enjoyed this review. So please subscribe and like or dislike, whatever floats your boat. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment to me. I'm more than happy to tell you what I know about these things, what knowledge I have to spare, such as it is. And hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed my review, and I will most definitely see you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the evening, and goodbye.